Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Morganton, North Carolina. And I thought I'd share this bit of video with you from a Phantom 3, DJI Phantom 3. And just going to tell you a little bit about Morganton and what you're seeing here. We're backing away from the courthouse square. Over to the right of the courthouse there is the cinemas, the movie theater. And you're seeing a good bit of like Main Street, Morganton over there to the left. It's the downtown area. See the pretty colorful wall in the foreground there. That's the jailhouse where the art center is. We're coming over that the thing with the blue there is a brewery. You're seeing the courthouse over on the right. Nikki and I got married on the back side of that. We got one of those courthouse weddings. Just backing away from town here. That's Morganton Feed and Seed on the left with the green awning. That's Dr. Amy Brooks' office there, kind of about dead center on the right now. My wife goes there, TD Bank. We do some banking there at TD Bank in the foreground. It stands for Toronto Dominion. Up to the left at the top, you can see Grace Episcopal Church. I'll point some of these things out as you come back. The church on the right there, I actually do their website. I think it's I helped set their website up. They maintain it now, but I did the entire setup for that. Cool little crossroads here. I'm not cutting anything at all out of this video. This is some stuff I did sort of as a favor. I mean, I've been wanting to do this for a good while anyway, but the Chamber of Commerce, Jerry Davis, told me he'd like to have some video of Morganton. I said, maybe we can accommodate that and make that happen. Upper left corner there, now you see the comma, City of Morganton Municipal Auditorium. The old Grace Hospital used to sit up there, and now that's that's where we have our theater now. So you can see it has this big stage type rise at the top of it. In the very foreground there, just behind the railroad tracks, is the old depot. Now, folks, I don't know everything in Morganton. I wish I had friends that could be here and point out a whole lot more than what I'm showing you. But anyway, this I can tell you enough about what you're seeing. These are the two kind of main drags that come into Morganton. As you can see, one goes actually toward Table Rock and Hawksbill there in the distance. That's what those oddly shaped mountains off in the distance are behind the courthouse there again. And Jamie is flying his drone a little bit more over to the left. I can't believe this is 4K video, and so I'm going to share this with you in full resolution. You've got Grandfather Mountain off to, you see where Table Rock and Hawksbill in the distance, and over to the far right now it's Grandfather sticking up over there. Excuse me, a little bit of burp. Again, Grace Episcopal on the left. Up on the hill, again Morganton Feed and Seed. So I like this approach here. Jamie squared up. He's just going to do a run straight on to Morganton. If you see where the water tower is over at the right, over the top right, I used to rent an apartment up there, a place called Morganton Trading Companies back behind that. And then over to the left at the top, there you see the steeple. That's where the First United Methodist Church. And a lot of the stores around in there are kind of, I think, the heart of Morganton now. That's where a lot of the restaurants and little shops and things are, back around that area where the Methodist Church is. Back again, coming up on the old courthouse. It's not the new court. We don't do anything there. It's like a museum now, okay? And then where I get my hair cut a lot of the time is sort of there. You see the kind of green on the left right now. It's sort of greenish, tealish looking awning there. Well, just past that little gray one is Sains. You can probably even make out the writing on it in the Sains Barbershop. I've done a kind of popular series of videos there. And you got to pay the taxes over on the right there in that building, that brick building beside the CVS. Gosh, this is hard to keep up with. SunTrust there. You got the Masonic Lodge over on the far left now. And then here's this little oddly shaped triangle thing. In the middle of this triangle now is, I think, where Fonda Flora Brewery is now. Breweries are getting pretty popular in Morganton. So they brew beer right there in that, and it's a beer house. Again, great shots of Table Rock and Hawksbill and that whole ridge that leads on down to Short Off. Again, there's Grandfather Mountain. Jamie swings this thing around. And we look back toward the east. That's what we're looking at now. And I'm trying to see if I can point out here, of course, right straight shotgun shot back down Sterling Street is what that's called, the one to the right. And so this is most of the downtown businesses. He's just trying to center up again. Oh, I know what he wanted to do. He wanted to turn and then kind of go sideways. So again, there's the really good shot of Morganton Trading Company there, and kind of the sort of the top center. And it's also a lot of the town hall functions and stuff that are done out of that building too, the one in front of it. I think the AME Zion Church is there. And the road that shoots off kind of the upper left there goes back toward Grace Ridge, and we shot some beautiful video at Grace Ridge today too. I help kind of sometimes with some of their marketing stuff as well. Used to work for Blue Ridge Healthcare that owns Grace Ridge. There's Wells Fargo in the foreground, and you see People Connect. Gee whiz, what all are we seeing here now? It's kind of strange getting oriented from the air as to what you're looking at. And I don't know every bit. Is that Bank of America there in the middle? Then you got the Marquee Cinemas again. This is just different perspectives on Morganton. It was such a beautiful day, folks. I mean, it was such a green, pretty spring day. One of those days where the leaves are out and everything's green, but not so much out that everything's just billowy greenness and you can't see what's there. I know Jamie does a really nice, what he's doing, he's sweeping around. There is software you can get for the Phantom 3 now that does these big arcing shots, and he's got it loaded on his drone, on his Phantom 3, but he doesn't use it. He says he's just not learned how to use it yet. He does these arcing shots himself by hand. He's that good a pilot, and they're just smooth as silk. And folks, it was breezy up there. That little thing was darting around, and that gimbal on the thing just shoots great video. Off in the distance, that spire in the distance there, that's First Baptist Church. Over to the kind of far left on the top quad up there is Morganton Federal. Looks like an old mansion type thing. It's brick with a kind of greenish roof. It's coming out of view now. So we're going to turn around and get to see a little bit more of this side. There we go. It's kind of a neat shot there. A little bit different. I love that transfer truck coming through the shot there. I like watching the cars and all as they move through town at this angle. Off in the distance there, far upper left is High Peak Mountain with the communication towers on it. And so we're headed kind of back toward I-40 at this point. I-40 would be way off in the distance there, headed toward those mountains that you see in the distance. So here's another really good flyover of the courthouse square, old Confederate memorial there in the lower left. You got Senator Sam, a statue of him to the right was the Confederate, and the Senator Sam's to the left there, kind of standing to see his shadow. He just went behind it. Nice little flyover of the top of that. And right here, this area here, this green place, they do concerts during the summer. So we'll have concerts usually Friday night in the summer down there. They set up a tent and all. Jamie and I were flying the drone out of the chamber parking lot, and there's a Jeep there, and you can't even see us for the most part, and it cuts off right here. Peace to all who watch, subscribe if you like.